Welcome to the Gentleman Ultras podcast. I'm a different voice to the one you normally hear in this intro because I have a few discussions I want to throw at Rich this week. So, Rich, how are you? You all right?
I'm good, tired, back from Dublin. So is it a place you know well? But yeah, just literally bounced back in and yeah, good to be doing this and talking about Italian football, not work, mate. So
That's it. Straight past the missus and kids and straight onto a podcast, yeah.
straight past him, walk straight to my
You
bag.
know, it's the biggest city in the world, by the way, that you've just come back from.
Biggest city in the world.
Yeah, it just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling.
I'm now going back to the missus and leaving this podcast after that one.
Yeah, we've just lost our entire audience, just turned the podcast off immediately. But yeah, as I said, we're going to be a bit different this week. We're going to shake things up a little bit with more of a light-hearted sort of look back at what's been happening this week in Italy. I don't think we need to delve too deeply into tactics and analysis of games. But one thing I do want to analyse with you this evening, Rich, I don't know if you've seen the post from the Inter Milan Christmas party, have you?
Yes, I certainly have. Yeah,
Right, so can we talk about Marcus Thuram's hair?
it's interesting. bearing in mind, I've got to be very diplomatic here. So you're
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm not allowed to say certain things here.
You know, they posted the video and sort of with a really quick cut of him strolling past. I thought, that's not Marcus Thuram, is it? And then they posted the photographs today.
Well,
I mean, the outfit's a strong choice anyway, isn't it? But the hair is
massively
insane.
Well, there's a couple of things about the Inter Christmas party. One, Eleanor, who I did the international corner with, she was there. So might get a bit of the inside scoop of it. But if you remember from years gone by, every time we have that Christmas party, there's two things you can guarantee bad form with Inter. One's the Christmas party and two's that bloody barbecue that they have. And it's in the summer. And every single time that happens, and I'm not saying the players are out there getting hammered or anything, half of them don't blooming drink. But for whatever it is, we always have bad form. So I'm not looking forward to the game against Genoa now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're coming off the back of that Liverpool game and, you know, we can discuss what we want about the refereeing in that game, but I can't imagine they all turning up backslapping each other and laughing and joking. I think it might have been a bit of subdued atmosphere at the party, straight off the back of losing to Liverpool in the last minute.
Yeah, Bastoni might be backslapping people, but that's about as much as it got, didn't it? So
listen,
no one would have gone down though in the Inter camp, but...
And I've already got the hump with Bastoni a little bit because we don't talk too much about gambling, but I had a little bit on the game on Saturday against Como that Lautaro would have 2 shots on target, Nico Paz would have a shot on target, Inter would win, and Bastoni would get booked, as he invariably does most weeks.
Yeah.
And he was the perfectly behaved centre-back on Saturday. I was furious with him. I was a Bastoni yellow card away from 200 quid in my back pocket. And
you see, that's no good, is it? I mean, with Bastoni as well, he's normally, you know, it frustrates me because I don't want to go back into that Liverpool game, but, you know, it goes back into that media perception of what Italian football is. And it's, we're going to probably come onto this again when we talk about Jamie Vardy and the English media's perception of this, but
yeah,
it's just almost like the penalty, the way it was talked about is almost, it's very much excused. You know, and it's like Bastoni, with you watching weekly, yeah, okay, he's got a bit about him, like you say, but that him as a player, no one was talking about, you know, those left-footed passes that he's pinging all over the place.
Yeah.
It's just
that great cross he put in the first half for Lautaro's header, didn't he?
100%.
Allison saved it.
But shame he didn't get the 200 though.
I was listening to the Italian football podcast the other day, and they were suggesting he be dropped from the Italy squad for some of his recent performances. I mean, he's a fantastic defender, and 89 minutes of his performance is always brilliant. And he just has that little moment sometimes, doesn't he, where he just maybe makes the wrong decision in his head.
Yeah,
I think broadly he's a great player.
In years gone by, I mean, if you look at like, I don't know, let me use an example. Italia 90 with the 6 forwards they took, you know, all right, you've not really, you know, you've got Vialli, you got Mancini, you got Baggio, you got Cannavale, you got all of those guys, Scalacci. Someone doesn't score, someone makes a mistake. You've got enough players in the back to do that. Bastoni's making a couple of mistakes. Look, let's be fair with Italy. There's not rich pickings at this moment in time that you're going to be able to have a ball playing left-footed centre-back. Yeah. So, you know, maybe I'm being a bit too defensive of him, and he does have moments, but all players do.
Yeah, of course, yeah. He wouldn't be... Listen, you know, as much as we love Serie A, if he was playing these 90 minutes spectacularly without any mistakes, he would probably be in England.
Yeah, exactly. Or Real Madrid or something. You know what I mean? It would have been one of those.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you look at consistency for his age. I mean, he's fantastic. You know, for me personally, I mean, the way in that Inzaghi sort of format, and we're not going to get into tactics, but the way he starts so much of that, it would be the key, whoever was in goal during that period, whoever, whatever goalkeepers, what I'm saying, starting it out, and the likes of Barella coming deep and Bastoni, always be able to start those new transitions is fantastic. So, yeah, for me, I am very much team Bastoni. So, yeah, I, well, you
100%. Yeah.
wouldn't, I wouldn't drop him from the Italy squad.
No. And listen, he was maybe a bit naive to be pulling that shirt in the penalty area, but Florian Wirtz, I mean, 10 out of 10, surely, for that dive. Bastoni lets go of the shirt and he's still on both feet. And then he suddenly, his legs are flicked. I didn't know if there was a sniper or something in the third blue ring or something up the top there, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why we've got to flip it on ourselves, because as fans of Serie A, you can't not appreciate that either. Because, that's what they call a good foul. Well, it's a bad foul from Bastoni in a sense, but, if that's done in the middle of the pitch, you'd call that a good foul.
Yeah.
So,
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about it and I was moaning about it. I said, oh, the way he went to ground was ridiculous. And he was like, yeah, but come on, you follow Italian football, right? You're used to it.
I mean, it happens everywhere these days, but yeah, it's an
Yeah,
art
of
form.
course. Yeah, yeah. It's not restricted to Italy,
So,
is it? Listen, you mentioned him earlier, and we should come on to him
yeah.
because we're doing this for English people. Jamie Vardy, we talk about Italian Renaissance. He's having one at the minute, isn't he? He's 38 years old, player of the month, first ever English player of the month
Yeah.
in Serie A.
He's
What's
been
been going on? Have they shipped some Red Bull over or something, do you think? Or?
I just love that image of him going around the Cremonese dressing room, just popping Skittles and Red Bull and what was it,
Yeah.
brandy port? That was it, port, and shouting, "I'm a cheater." I mean, that would just be amazing. But I mean, look, he's been brilliant. He's been fantastic. I love the fact. Again, I don't need to get into a bit of a session versus English versus Italian media here, but there's been some suggestions, and you hear it on social media as almost like, oh, it shows the level of Italian football if Scott McTominay's getting player of the season, Jamie Vardy's getting player of the month. It's such a misconception to think that, because McTominay's obviously been phenomenal, and if you've not been watching him regularly, he's been phenomenal, and that transformation's been unbelievable. But Jamie Vardy is doing what he always does. If he'd have gone to, I don't know, Burnley or somewhere and been doing that, in the same way, that you've gone to Match of the Day, for instance, and I don't know who's on that anymore because I've not watched it in a long time.
There's like four
They'd
different
be
presenters now.
singing his praises.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
his goal against Juve was very typical Jamie Vardy, wasn't it? He bullies the
Yeah,
centre-back who ends up
absolutely.
on the floor. He sprints through and he just smashes it beyond the keeper. No real aiming of trying to finish it anywhere in particular. He's just like, I'll just hit this as hard as I can and that should be enough. And it's, yeah, I don't think Serie A was really ready for it a little bit.
No, and do you know something as well? They were saying about I was reading something the other day about an interview with some of the Cremonese fans, and they were really not sold on this idea either at first. There's a huge proportion. It's an idea that I think it's sold in the English media that, European media, that, it was almost like a coup for them to get him. But a lot of the fans weren't sold on him. We're thinking, is he done? Is it worth this? Especially talking as well about his character was questioned. Would he be professional? Which is really strange because he gets tarred with that brush. But yeah, he is in his own brilliant way.
He's playing at
And
the
he's
top level at 38 years old. He's a Premier League winner because there is this sort of sense he might be
yeah.
a bit of an unfashionable player, maybe because of his history in the non-league and stuff and coming through. But he's a Premier League winner and he's an FA Cup winner and he's played in the Champions League at the highest level. He played for England in the European Championships and in the World Cup. He's absolutely no mark.
That's it. He's a top quality striker, and it's not like Italian football hasn't had those. For me, he's almost like a striker of a bygone era in Serie A. You remember, like you say, okay, yes, maybe he is doing his Red Bull, his Skittle, and his port, and shouting, "I'm a cheater" in the dressing room. What would that be? In Sono and Gepardo.
You're the expert there, man.
But at the end of the day, I mean, remember like Dario Hubner sat around smoking and doing whatever he did. There's plenty of characters. I mean, just look at Edmundo, for God's sake. He's been fantastic in the sense of he has been professional. He's kept himself. He's still got pace. Like you
Yeah.
say, the goal against Juve was brilliant. He's nailed it. And for me,
And I will be seeing him tomorrow, actually, in fact.
You will be cut. While we're on it, yes, that's a good point.
Yeah, I literally
You're,
just
well,
put him in my Fanta Calcio team. Literally, as we were speaking when you came on air first, I was just getting my warning from the guys at Interclub London that I'd not submitted yet. So Jamie Vardy went straight in up top, and yeah, I'll be seeing him tomorrow against Torino. We'll be there.
you
The
will,
Calcio
and
blog is heading
you're
out in the
doing
morning.
a very, very yeah. I think it's bedtime after this podcast for you, isn't it? Because you are very quickly jumping
Yeah,
on a plane tomorrow. And when are you coming back?
tomorrow. I'm getting picked up by my mate James. If you listen, yeah, hopefully he'll be listening. Hello, James. Please don't forget me. 4:15 in the morning, he's picking me up.
You said 3:45 to me.
Maybe it's 4:45. Mate. I don't know. I see he's
I'm
just texted me.
joking. I'm actually joking. I'm actually joking. I just fancied him turning up at 4:45. That was all.
Yeah, what we on a 7:30 from Stansted to Turin, a 3 p.m. kickoff, and then 22:20 Turin back to Stansted. I'm going to be knackered Sunday. I've got a game Sunday morning as well, which I'm already
It's going
dreading.
to be. I mean, that's going to be a stressful one, isn't it? Like you want to be able to make sure you get out of the stadium and just getting out of it, getting to it.
I don't think Turin Airport's a million miles from the city centre, is it?
It's
I
not
think,
bad.
yeah, I've probably got time for a couple of beers. There is a protest at Torino tomorrow, I've heard.
All right.
Outside the stadium at 1:00, they're going to be protesting the ownership, as many Italian football clubs at the minute are. I think we were discussing it on the Calcio chat earlier with some other admirers. I think we worked out there was probably 17 out of 20 Serie A teams unhappy with their presidents or board at the minute. Yeah,
It is pretty crazy. Well, so is that just the main ultra groups that
I think they're all
looking to
coming
do that?
together. Yeah, so I'll know more tomorrow, obviously, because I'm obviously heading straight down to that to see what's going on. And yeah, after a pizza, I'll go and see what the crack is down there. So I'll let you know. Yeah, we'll talk about it next
Yeah,
week.
because there's a lot
I
going
mean,
on.
yeah, there is. Yeah, I think Fiorentina are the same, aren't they, at the minute? And
But yeah, but
I mean,
Baki's
Inter
back,
Milan
isn't
were
he?
both boycotting for a long time this season, weren't they? It's
Yeah. I mean, Sphere, just while we're on that, by the way, as I was going to talk to you about, just totally randomly going off on this bit of a tangent here. Yeah. Okay, Europa League aside, it's been dismal. I mean,
yeah,
absolutely dismal. Do you know something? What I didn't realise, and again, and I know this might for English listeners sound a bit odd, but and you know this is very true that I watch very, very little English football, if any. And I didn't see. Of course, you watch the European games, and I've watched actually more since my little boy has grown up, starting to watch football because I don't want him just to be a weirdo like me and just watch Italian football, so he gets bullied at school. But one of the things is I never saw. I've got friends who are Manchester United fans, etc., but didn't see De Gea's decline. And when he came to Fiorentina, especially against Inter, he has been
a very good player,
outstanding,
wasn't he? Yeah, last 2 years, wasn't he?
absolutely
Yeah.
outstanding. Did you see him against Sassuolo though?
I've not.
And
No, I didn't see that. I saw him. What was the game where they were leading 1-0 and lost it 2-1? I can't remember what it was. It was like a Sunday
I
morning
want to say
sort of
Roma.
kickoff.
Was it
Yeah, it was
Roma?
Roma. That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Roma.
yeah, that wasn't his best. But this one, he makes an early error, and I have never seen a goalkeeper like I can't. Well, I probably have, but I cannot remember. I've definitely not seen one of that quality performing at that level, who should be really, really up there, go into pot like that. Like even to the point where one of the goals. It was funny because the night before, as I was saying to you, my little boy's gone to goalkeeper training, and the one thing Max, the coach, is telling him, he's like sidestep. You know, so he's touching one of the poles, coming back across, and he's got to learn to sidestep, always facing the ball, etc. Sometimes because he wanted to save it, he'd run almost across the line, and he was like, "It's just a definite no." Hey, you see him doing this thing like 6-year-olds are getting told not to do, like run across the line, and there's no way because he's no trajectory going off. And it was so bad. And his head just completely went. And I was,
He had a
it's
few
really
games
worth
like
a
that at
goal.
United, though, didn't he? Where he, if it started badly for him, it just got worse and worse.
Yeah.
You don't really see goalkeepers getting hooked, but sometimes you look at them and think, well, it might just be best you get him out of the game. You know, if it was a centre back
That's
or
what's so
midfielder, they'd
because,
be
I mean,
off, wouldn't they?
yeah, I mean, look at how good he was against Inter. It was just
Yeah.
like, what is it? Like,
Everyone
why
seems
is
to be doing
anyone
that at
even
the moment, though,
questioning?
don't they?
Yeah.
We won't make this into an Inter podcast because you might lose your privileges.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, we've just been talking a bit about strikers. One team that doesn't seem to have it down with their strikers at the minute is Roma. Evan Ferguson, is he going to leave? I mean, he scored last night, to be fair to him, but I see their link with Xerxes quite a lot, Roma at the moment.
Yeah,
What's
it
going to
looks
happen with it?
like
Because
it.
they're winning games, they're up near the top. I mean, they've lost their last two, haven't they? But, they're
The
in and
game
around
against
it
Cagliari
without
was
really
just,
having a striker firing at the moment. If they
well,
can
they
get one of
didn't.
them
The game
going,
against Cagliari was really turgid, wasn't it? That was really, you just knew that Roma were going to do that. As soon as they get almost like a sniff of something going well for them, they sort of
just
self-destruct. It's
crumble, yeah.
quite violently as well. It's
Yeah,
quite disappointing because I do like watching Roma when they're on form. They've been really good fun at times. Yeah, as to Ferguson, everything that I've read, I mean, and funnily enough, Lorenzo from Football Italia recently, and we did touch on a little bit of that, but um, yeah, it looks, because this move for Joshua Xerxes, it looks like Milan are obviously going to have a look at him, but Rome have been in the driving seat for this for ages. It seems like it's almost not done, but meant to be. But I mean, it started what? Kone was out on the one wing, sort of mulling around out of
just sort of does
position
his own
basically
thing, doesn't he,
recently.
Manu Kone?
Yeah, Baldanzi was the centre forward, and for me, I mean, from what I've seen of Baldanzi, and I know that they want him to be that sort of number 10 because he's Roman, isn't he? So they want him to have that sort of Totti-esque feel to it, but playing that sort of false nine
They're very
is,
big boots to fill, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, it's not that they definitely need a striker, 100%. Because when you look at the subs, I mean, Dybala, yes, but I still think, I don't know about you, but do you not think Dybala's he's one of those players where I absolutely love watching him, but he's a bit of a moment player, isn't he? He's got that
Yeah. Yeah,
amazing bit of genius.
he has these great. Yeah, you're right. Moments in games, isn't he? I don't think you really ever get a superb 90 out of Paulo Dybala, but you'll get your money's worth at some point from him, won't you?
Yeah, Ferguson, I'm not sold on personally, but an El Shawari, well, you know, it's you can't base a title push, can you, on that
No.
front line? I mean, Roma
Do
fans
you
will probably
think?
kill me for this, but go on. So
I was going to say, do you think they'll maybe go for Jamie Vardy in January then?
why not then? No, it's funny, isn't it? Do you know something as well? Going back to Jamie Vardy, do you not think that he's doing so well as well? And he's actually quite a bright. When I say bright individual, I'm talking about the choices he makes in football, not in general terms. Not that I know him, but the fact of his game is based on it makes sense. He goes for underdogs because Cremonese have got to play on the counter, and he's still got
Yeah,
pace.
they'll soak up the
All he
pressure and then
needs is
they'll
a
put
ball
the ball up
player in
the
that
pitch
mid,
and say, "Here, chase that." Yeah,
and
and
he
it's
scares
almost like a
people.
dog. He's only too willing to chase balls across the pitch, isn't he? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So it's I don't know. It's interesting. But what are your thoughts on Roma then? I mean, do you think that they're going to put a challenge to it? Because for me, it's still into the strength in depth. Conte will be Conte in
He was got to
domestic
get it
football.
right against the bigger teams, wasn't he? Which he's not done. I think one win, the Roma game, was the only win in what 7 against the big games this season.
Yeah.
The rest have all been defeats as well. So not even drawing. I mean, if you can at least draw those games, you don't lose any ground on them. But I don't know. We still got to. Yeah, I don't. I thought Napoli would be struggling more than they're struggling. I think they'll do it again. I think they'll defend the title, Napoli.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, looks like it in that way. I mean, they have got again. I wouldn't say squad. The squad depth isn't bad, is it? It's not. It's not horrendous. I think they just Conte just seem to have everyone on form at the moment. I don't know. You look at it, and I don't know. Roma, I don't think we've got enough to go, but we got to. Can't.
Do you
I
think
mean,
Milan do?
Milan top of the table.
Yeah, they are. I feel like they're just sort of stumbling through it though, Milan. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
know you
even the
mean.
Inter game where they beat Inter, Inter on another day win that game 4-0 because absolutely battered them, and somehow Milan got up the other end and scored a goal like the easiest goal. I mean, I would have fancied my chances tucking that away, to be honest with you. And
Yeah,
they but
it's.
maybe I just sound like a bitter Inter fan. I don't know, but I just I don't think
I
they've
mean,
got
no,
the
you got to be.
they'll
I mean,
last
I
the
think
cold.
Milan fans would say Inter had the most of that game, and Mike Maignan was absolutely
Yeah,
that
he
was
was
just a
just
world class
incredible, wasn't he? Yeah.
performance. Unfortunately, Jan Sommer's been amazing for us, but yeah, there was an error there, and it cost us, and that's life. It's a derby, it happens. But like you say, the other games against the big teams, the lack of draws for Inter is interesting as well. But
But they're very all or nothing, aren't they? But I think it shows,
yeah,
like Tuesday night, especially if Çalhanoğlu goes off that pitch, we really struggle with creativity, don't we? We really, I mean, he's the start of everything. He's such a good player. I don't know. I felt like it was only the first, 10, 15 minutes, wasn't it? And I felt like we were at least getting some outlets and getting the ball into some nice areas. And then after that, I don't think we did it for the rest of the game. We just seemed quite content to shut up shop and try and get the point off Liverpool,
It's difficult. I think when you look either, you look Fiorentina, top to bottom, it's weird because I look at both of them and think you could see this in so many different ways. It doesn't feel it's anywhere near, there's a front runner. I mean, there's even the conversation about, I know Juventus have lost 5. What's they lost? No, they've not lost 5, lost 3, haven't they? Yeah, 3 games. Excuse me. And to have only lost 4, do you take Juventus out the equation? There's so many different permutations at the top and the bottom because you've got to think like at the bottom with Fiorentina because surely they can pick up. Hellas got a win in that disgustingly horrible foggy game. There's so much, but that's what I suppose makes it exciting.
Even tonight, though, we've got Lecce playing Parma tonight. A win for either of those teams in that game is huge, isn't it, for them?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just
It makes
nagging
a
on
big
that for a
difference. Then
0-0
obviously
there,
the
aren't
game
we,
you're
really?
going to see.
Yeah. Listen, I've seen
Torino.
Torino once so far this season, and it was against Inter, and they were awful. It was the opener. It was 5. I think it was 5-0, wasn't it? The first game.
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw Cremonese play Inter as well, and it was 4-0. So I don't know.
I think it'll be. I think it's with Torino. There's always a history, though, isn't there? I mean, it's just the fact of when going to that stadium. I mean, I'm terrible for nostalgia, as you know, but it's like, you're going back into that team of the 40s, you're going back into that team of the 90s. Although saying that, that's a bit of sorry, I'm going to go off on another tangent. That's going off on a massive.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the point of this
That's
podcast,
Torino
is to
side of
just
the 90s.
tangent all over the place and talk football.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite nice for me to do this because of everything else, it seems quite planned sometimes the way it's done. So, no, but if you look, that's one of the mythical things, obviously, about Torino is the squad that they had in 1993-94. I mean, a lot of the English listeners might, if you're of a certain vintage, remember that team that played against Arsenal, which everyone sort of... and you go back and you actually look at it, and there are certain players there. But like you go back to the Parma side that Arsenal beat in the final, the Sampdoria team that Arsenal, I'm just going for Arsenal's cup runs here in that era. But that's what brought a lot of them onto the stage, in the sense of, and they're great teams. And you think, oh, I remember that team. You go back and look and you think, well, hold on a minute. The only player that everyone was talking about that time was Andrea Salenzi. Apart from ending up at Forest, he didn't do much then. And I look back at this some time ago, and you've got Luca Marchigani, and everyone goes, oh yeah, but they had Luca Marchigani, they had Christian Vieri. Yeah, but they weren't playing really.
Yeah.
Marchigani,
Vieri played for everything.
Yeah, pretty much. You're looking for, and you go, okay, Roberto Musi. Yeah, okay, fair enough. He's not, nothing fantastic. Okay, Enzo Schifo, yeah, but he was really at the end of his career. And it's just not the best team. Sorry, I'm dead. Yeah, that's me just for no reason.
No, yeah. And I'm just sort of nodding along because you're probably about 2 years before I was starting to understand football and follow it. So I just kind of nodding along to this one at the moment. But
that's fine. I think it was the last time I was talking about something like this, as someone said that, I think it might have been Wayne Gerard when we were talking about something. And I think he said that I was talking about stuff before he was born. So that was...
That's it, yeah. But I want to finish the pod, Rich, with doing a little quiz with you. So I've got in front of me a list of, and it's going to be great for people of our vintage. And I think you should probably nail it, the way you were just rattling through that Torino team of the 90s. I've got the top 10 goal scorers from Serie A between the start of the 2000-2001 season and the end of the 2009-2010 season. So the entire noughties.
Okay.
Can you give me the top 10?
So we're going to get Shevchenko.
Shevchenko's number 5. Yep, 103 goals.
Trezeguet.
Number 3, 123 goals, yeah.
We're getting from... I don't think he is, but he did score a lot of goals. I've got to say him because it'd be daft if I get him. No, don't put him in. Is Francesco Totti in it?
He's number 1 with 149 goals in that 10-year period.
That's the thing. Yeah. So how many's that? 3?
You've got 3. You've nailed it so far. 3 for 3.
Di Natale's got to be in there.
Di Natale's number 6, yeah, 102 goals, yeah.
Del Piero.
Del Piero's number 4, 118, yeah. So if you get number 2, then you've got the whole top 6 now. but you still need number 2 with 125 goals. I think
I
he
want to
manages
say
in Serie A
Ronaldo,
now.
but he's not because he's injury in the time frame's not there.
Number 9, yeah, 96 goals, yeah. We just talked about one of
Um,
them actually just now.
him,
One of them played in that Torino team that you were just talking about.
Christian Vieri.
Yeah, he's in there, number 7, yeah. Okay, so you do
Okay,
well. You've only got to get number 10, number 8, and number 2.
right. So I'm discounting Ronaldo. So oh, it could be Inzaghi, but he's too early. I want to
Zaga's
say
number 15 on the
weirdly,
list.
yeah, I want to weirdly go for this is my one I'm going to get wrong. I think Fabio Quagliarella.
No, he's not. He's not
No,
even in
I
the
didn't
top
think
15.
he should be in the top 10 just for amazing goals, but um, I'm trying to think. Oh, oh no, he's a bit later. I was going to say closer, but I think he's
No, he's not
late.
on there, no.
Okay, I'm going to make it quick. Is Inzaghi in?
He's number 15, Inzaghi.
Oh Christ, I'm falling at the last hurdles here. Uh, so let's just think really quick, really quick. So what have I done? I've gone through done the Udinese. Not from Napoli. What do you say to 2009?
You need to get number 10, number 8, and number 2.
Yeah, but he only went up to 2009.
Yeah, 2010, the end of that season.
End of that season. I'm missing somewhere obvious. I said there'll be a.
Yeah, you really are number 2. I mean, 125 goals.
Is he Italian?
Yes. I think he manages in Serie A now. I'm sure I've seen him recently.
Well, I've got a mental block here about Italian strikers. Oh, this is going to not make for good watching because it's just me thinking.
No, we're drawn to a close. I'll give you the 3 missing. So number 10 was Marco Di Vaio.
God, yeah, that's a good one. I wouldn't have got that.
Number 8 with 99 goals in that period was Cristiano Lucarelli.
Wait, let me guess one more.
Go on.
It's not Cassano.
No, it's Gilardino.
Oh God, what? Did he get 120 years? Yeah, he is coaching. He's coached.
Is it Pisa,
yeah,
isn't it? Pisa?
Pipo, isn't it?
I can't remember. I'm sure I've seen him recently on TV, dotting around.
Yeah, he was literally last weekend. Who did I watch last weekend? Well, pretty much most games. That's the problem. Yeah, it's Pisa. Yeah, it's Pisa.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Wow. So yeah, you forget. Oh wow, that was a good one. That was a good one. I tell you what,
yeah.
Di Vaio, I love Di Vaio as well, and I would have been struggling for that one. So.
He's randomly appeared. I think he scored the Champions League against an English team and sort of came across everyone's radar. And then I sort of found out that on the Championship Manager, he was a great buy to get Marco Di Vaio.
Yeah, that's a podcast in itself. Football games with Italian the Italian link.
Honourable mentions for a few that didn't quite make the top 10 was Pippo Inzaghi, as you said, Vincenzo Iaquinta, Adrian Mutu, and Hernan Crespo, just outside the top 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good one. Well, that's a good
Yeah.
one for people who are listening as well. So see if people can. But then again, there's always a danger of AI, isn't there? So.
Well, I shouldn't have given you the last 3 answers. We should have seen if anyone could have done it in the comments. But hey, maybe we've learned that for next time now, haven't we? Yeah.
Well, good. Well, before I let you go, enjoy Turin. You've got to let everyone know. We'll talk about it when you come back, the whistle stop tour, and just see if it is possible, how easy it is, and if it's worth it. Especially, let's hope it's not 0-0 and it doesn't give you the Turin rain.
Yeah, don't. So it's not supposed to rain. I'm just going to touch wood on that. It's supposed to be clear skies tomorrow, but we'll see.
Good luck.
Right, lovely. Well, I will tie that up there. That's pretty much bang on half an hour before we start boring people. And we'll do this again next week.
Brilliant. Ciao for now.
Lovely. Cheers. Boom. There you go. That was it.